that engine pulled out of here now. So the reason I'm pulling this engine out of this truck, it needs to be broken anyway, and we need an engine for the Squarebody, so I thought might as well break the engine in, get it out, assess everything, get it in the Squarebody, which is really close to being on the road minus an engine. As to where the 67, it needs a little bit, so yeah, that's the game plan at least. That's kind of my thought process. Like I said in the last video, kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul, but it'll work out okay. So I need to get this moved over to where you guys are at right now. And then we can get a cherry picker in here, and you know the rest. Not the most graceful thing I've ever done. Oh man. Alright. Alrighty, so it's been about a week since we've been out here messing with the engine, and as you can tell, this is not the same big block that we had. Me and Luke actually went up last weekend and got this out of Louisville, Kentucky from a guy. It is an 84 to 86 camper engine. It's a 454 400 combo, just like what came out of the truck. So with any luck, it'll bolt straight up in this thing, and that's my whole game plan. That one there, we had some questions on camshaft and everything, so we're just going to tear it down a little bit and take a look and see exactly what we got. That way we're not, you know, running into anything that we're not seeing, and I want this thing to be reliable. I don't want it to be a hot rod really, even though that'd be cool. We're going to be, this week, trying to get most of this stuff stripped off of here that doesn't need to be on this engine, just for simplicity. Like smog pump needs to go. It's got some camper specific stuff like relays and all kinds of different things on it. Just strip this thing down to where it looks really good, and we'll go from there. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead, start stripping this thing down. I'm gonna get as far as I can. Hopefully we can get this thing on the road. I know you guys are excited about it too, so I really want to get this thing done. Yeah, that's enough rambling. Let's get after it. So day one, we got everything stripped off this thing for the majority. As you've seen, we got that smog pump off. I'm not really a big fan of keeping all that. That's a potential for a lot of vacuum leaks. So if I don't have to keep that, which I don't, I'm gonna get rid of it. So that's what we did. Got transmission cross member that somebody cut off down here when they pulled it. So once we get this up in the air, we'll have to get that off. But right now, I'm just gonna wipe this thing down a little bit, get a little bit of this grease off, and then down here in the intake and everything, just gonna suck that up with the shop vac. But yeah, I'm happy with the way the old truck's turning out. It looks pretty sweet. I don't know if that's factory or not. It feels like that wouldn't be on there with the hose clamp, but we are hopefully gonna get AC in this truck, so that'll be really sweet. So let's get to doing some cleaning and then get this in the truck behind me. Alrighty, so more Sweet Patina products. Got some Get Gone degreaser. Used this stuff quite a bit. Used it on the 66 frame and everything. It works really good. Just a good little degreaser. I actually soaked this thing down a little bit yesterday, and it did kind of pull that thing up a little bit. So I'm gonna spray it down a little bit more. Also, if you want to get yourself some of this, use the code right up here and get some for yourself. Save 5% off at checkout. And it'll help me do silly stuff like this. So thanks for that. Let's get going. I might gonna have to go get my new bottle. About out. Just really wanting to wipe this thing down a little. I'm not gonna go insane on this thing. Did see some cool gold Moroso valve covers, so everybody think this is a hot rod. Might do that. Well, we're getting low on this bottle, so resorting to the pour method. And if it looks like I'm moving slower than a snake in January, I'm working 16-hour double shifts on night right now, so I've only got about an hour, hour and a half to come out here and hang out with you guys. So, but just got to get out here and get stuff done when I can. The game plan with this truck, which is maybe not possible, but I really want to try. There's a show coming up, Labor Day weekend, Marion, Illinois. It's a Southern Illinois showdown, truck showdown. It's any year trucks. So I want to try to drive this truck up there, which, like I said, I don't know how realistic that goal is going to be. We'll just have to see once we get this engine in the truck and everything. Hope to see some of you guys there. It's a good little show. I don't know if I've ever done this in a video, but why don't we do a little roll call? Where are you guys from? Let me know down below. You don't have to give me your address or nothing, but just maybe just a state. It'd be cool to see where everybody's from. I am in Indiana, so that'll start it off. Alrighty, that's about the most effort I'm gonna put into this thing for right now. I would like to get a Holley carburetor and some kind of aluminum intake to put on this thing. So I don't really want to spend a heck of a lot of time on it, but I do want to run over this thing real quick with our shop vac just to kind of pull up some of this loose stuff, and then we'll be getting pretty close to stabbing this thing in. Alrighty, so another thing I want to do is get these oil cooler lines off of here. The guy before me, he just cut them, so I'm gonna have to get new ones, and I might as well do that while they're right here and not shoved way up underneath the truck. So get that. And then also I just noticed this is missing a bolt, but I really need to pull that off because I might end up modifying that a little bit anyway when we build our exhaust out. So that's future me problems. Luckily, grabbed the right wrench, 19mm, first time. Kind of throwing me off. There's metric stuff on this engine. I'm not used to that. But we're getting through it together. I'm gotta grab me some motor mount bolts sometime because I do not have any currently. Maybe we'll just put it on screwdrivers for now. But either way, this thing is hopefully going in before 2:30 when I gotta leave for work, because that is my goal for today. Looks like we got one more tab right there we need to get off, then our oil cooler lines will be fully removed. Alrighty, so we'll just put this one down right here, and then
just set it right there.
Yeah, and then we'll hook up to the other one. Should be able to get these over here if you put yours there.
Alright.
And then I'll put mine right here. Don't get stage fright because you're on camera now.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that hood's going to be in the way. I think we'll have to remove it.
Take it off?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, you do take these two bolts out?
Yeah, let me get a thing for us. Here we go. Alright, I'll take this side loose.
Hold it.
Yeah, you hold. Oh, gosh.
Okay.
This ain't as heavy as the 64 hood we did. I'll get her here in a little bit. Pick straight up on it if you can. Oh. Let's go your way with it. Go up a little bit. Almost need some tilt to it, don't we?
We can set it down and.
Because we got. Let me see here. Let me come up a little bit.
There we go.
Go a little bit further. Oh. Push down on this a little bit. It'll slide in the strap should. Here, lift it up a little bit more. Do a couple pumps on there. Oh, there it goes. That's on the wind that time. That big buck's really weighing her down.
Heavy, man.
So good. Uh-oh. Getting into our head over here. Oh, look, I
That starter was going to get it over here.
go back a little bit.
There.
What do you think?
Okay. Okay.
Back head or
Head is
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Let me see if I get this jack underneath this tail shaft real quick.
It looks like it's going up against some wires or something back in there. Think that's what it is?
It ain't helping nothing.
Right.
Running out of time.
It's holding it in the back there. Maybe back in the back here.
hitting the transmission right now. Looks like I went down on the transmission some. Oh. 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 Let's rub bumper right to the butt.
Oh, there.
Think that's it?
Better than what it was. I don't know if it went down real easy. Okay. There.
Go?
Yeah.
There you go?
Yeah.
My side's not all the way there yet.
Oh, it's not? Wait a minute. Put some around on this corn.
Oh, yeah.
Then?
Yeah.
There you go. Ah. Ready to start, huh?
Pretty close. You know, the way there yet.
Yeah.
I think the rear end needs to come around, or the tail shaft of the transmission. That's all I got time for today.
Alright.
Thank you for the help.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so the engine's in. I guess I ran out of storage on my big camera, so it switched over to my cell phone. But we got it in nonetheless. But that is all I have time for today, so I gotta go to work right now. 16 hours, night shift, so hopefully I'll see you guys out here tomorrow. Alright, so it's been a couple days since I've been out here. I'm just in the process of doing an oil change on the 0454 we just dropped in. As you seen in the last thing, I said that I was going to night shift, and the back-to-back-to-back 16-hour shifts just got completely overwhelming, so I took a little time off, but we're back out here now, so getting this oil changed. I got a buddy coming over tonight. He's going to help me out. We're going to try to get all this factory wiring kind of sorted out. I got a couple little things buttoned up here and there that wasn't really worth filming, in my opinion, so hopefully tonight we'll get back out here and get this thing fired up. Alrighty, ready for fire test now, I guess. See, make sure nothing's on fire when we hook it up. I don't know, we'll see if that battery might be bad. I don't have any dash lights or anything. Huh? I don't have any dash lights or anything indicating. You don't? No, radio's not coming on. 11.8. It should at least do something, huh? I guess that could be maybe the starter wire. Well, you said it's got 11.8 too.
We've got power there, so we should be getting power to the inside, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's the buzzer.
Yeah, that wasn't on there before. What did we do different? Now the lights are on. Lights coming on back there. Back there. That fender light's coming on. Clearance lights aren't on.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that buzzer wasn't coming on earlier. No. I don't know what we did different though.
Well, we didn't wiggle nothing, did we?
I think so.
Huh?
Headlights aren't working.
Yeah, wonder why.
Yeah, I got radio light. What about our fuel pump? Anything? Maybe it's gotta be cranking? Can you try it?
Yeah.
We just lost power again.
Did?
I'm almost curious if it ain't that starter down there.
Yeah, I seen a spark somewhere. I think it might, like down in there. That wire on the starter might be causing it.
Well, it just quit again. Is it good in?
And then
Something buzzing again. Stopped. Back on.
That's weird.
Got a ground somewhere or something.
Yeah. I got that. We tightened that wire up. Oh, it's loose on the firewall.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that now. But. Like stripped down in there. Alright, push that key in, see if that'll. Didn't.
That fasten seatbelt light.
Does it? You can try cranking it over a little if you want. You try cranking it, I guess, and see if it'll crank over.
It's losing everything, whatever.
It was back then though, wasn't it?
Huh?
Did it come back on just now?
Just, yeah, right whenever I was getting ready to.
That's.
Should use key, everything was dead.
Alrighty, so we struck out tonight. Unfortunately, we did get this thing wired up, I think, correctly. Everything's going to be good, but the starter solenoid on the GM style starter, it's right on top there, and I didn't see it because it's all the way up in there by the manifold and everything, so I didn't really see it whenever I was putting the engine in. But whenever I went to connect everything, it was broke or cracked. I'm sure some of you guys have experienced it where that gets kind of loose in there. And I think that's causing our weak connection, so I'm opting. Got one on the big block right next to the truck, so I'll probably pull that. Just got late tonight, and I didn't want to keep Brent any longer. And thank you, Brent, for helping out, man. But yeah, we'll get back into this thing hopefully tomorrow, and hopefully get this thing turned over and running. So, got a fuel pressure regulator on the way. We're going to eventually try to regulate the actual in-tank pumps down from the TBI pressure to the carburetor pressure, so that's another thing. Anyway, yep, it's been a battle so far. I thought this was going to be a pretty easy swap, but you know how that stuff goes. See y'all tomorrow. The solenoid right up in here, it was actually cracked on the other block, so I'm saying that I wasn't getting a good connection on our power feed, and that's what was making it inevitably just basically click and not really do anything. So that's my thought process behind everything. It may not be it, but we'll give it the old try real quick. Let me get this other one pulled off real quick and we'll get it out of the truck. Kind of hard for you guys to see up in there, so just take my word for it whenever I'm into there. Alrighty, in with the new to me starter. Alrighty, we'll test this thing out again, see if we got anything going. I can already see lights on the inside. Make sure it's in park, make sure we got our neutral safety switch. See if we can roll this thing over. So apparently that wasn't it. Maybe we got a bad ground somewhere. Let me check all that real quick and then I'll get back with you. Alright, so I've just been kind of tinkering around here, going through grounds and everything, power wires, just because it's like it wants to get a good hot, power supply, and then the thing just completely, as soon as you turn the key on, just dies. So I'm hoping that we just got a bad ground somewhere. And judging by the way this actual ground strap going into the battery here was looking, it looked pretty rough, so I'm gonna feel pretty good about replacing this. All the other grounds looked really good. I went ahead and cleaned them again just to be safe, but I think they were all fine. I did replace the one on the firewall. It's a body ground because it was kind of stripped out. It was just a self tapper, so yeah, this ground cable here looks like it's got a lot of corrosion up in it. I'm no electrician at all, but I'm just trying to go through the process of elimination here. Got this cool little Amazon special crimping tool. I used it once. It's pretty cool. It's hydraulic and it'll crimp your line for you, which is pretty slick. So if anything, it gives me a reason to use a tool that I bought that I've only used once. Well, that didn't work worth the crap, did it? Not going small enough. I think that's my smallest die that I have. Alrighty, round 2. I got a different die in here, so let's see how this plays. Oh, that's much better. Alrighty, let me get the tortulator and then we'll get this thing crimped down and sealed up. Alright, moment of truth, part 25. Alright, at least we're not losing our light now. Oh goodness. That headlight wiring harness is about taking me out for the 18th time. Maybe we got a low battery here. Let's see if we can hook the old jumper pack to her and get her spinning over. Alright, so I traced a lot of stuff and ran new grounds, everything else. It's still doing the same thing. So yeah, it's getting pretty late for a work night, so I'm gonna call it. Just gonna kind of do some looking on the internet and kind of make sure my schematics and everything. Brent actually helped me out and printed out a big wiring diagram, all this stuff, so I'm just gonna kind of look at stuff. It just seems like it doesn't have good 12 volts going to the starter. It just wants to click. I don't know. That's where we're at, so see y'all tomorrow. Alrighty, so we went ahead, got the starter off again because I'm pretty positive that's what it was. Everybody kind of concluded. Pulled it off, actually pulled the solenoid off of the old starter and put it on the starter we had on there that wasn't broken up. So with any luck, we'll fire this up now without any of the clicking, and then we can add some gas and hopefully we have spark and all that stuff. Here we go. You gotta be Man, I thought for sure he had it this time.
Could it be the shim on the starter, maybe?
It didn't have any whenever I took it off, so I just put it back on how it
I'll try
was.
this creeper out.
Alright, so starter number 3, we're going to give her another shot. It's slow, but
Probably dry.
it's turning over.
Want to shoot some fuel in her?
Yeah, might as well. We've came this far, might as well. Alright.
Ready?
Yeah. Alright.
Where's your gas ball?
Huh?
Where's your gas ball? Yeah, it is.
A little bit more down the gap. Oh. We got fire at least.
You got your gas in here. You know what that means?
Right.
I ain't seen Brent this excited in a long time.
Yeah.
Nope. She may not have that thing yet.
If it's more in there, you reckon?
Yeah, fill it. It's got a pretty big bowl on, I think.
Probably told half gallon.
Of course, if that thing's pretty dry, it may not from it.
Doing nothing, is it?
Nope.
Carburetor ain't carbureting. Goodness gracious. We got the cat. Uh-oh, we got a little somewhere. I found the oil plug.
Is it?
Right there. That's the one that got broke
Oh,
off.
is that where the,
Yeah,
is that where that sending unit was?
that's where it broke off at.
Oh, yeah, we need to stop that up.
Yeah.
There's a good lubricated down where it ain't gonna hurt.
Spoken like a true mechanic right there.
Luke, if you want to hold one of these plug wires, we'll see if it's firing.
I'm not gonna do that.
I think it's a good idea.
Yep.
It is for somebody else. Ready?
Sure. You just farted? Jesus Christ.
Did
Yeah, I thought the damn engine made a hell of a noise.
You farted while it was starting?
Yeah, right at the end of it, I thought it blew up. That carburetor ain't doing nothing.
No. Hey.
It's running though.
You're gonna need your carburetor or rebuild that one.
Man, you can find you.
I'm thinking about just getting a spreadboard adapter and putting that 750 on it.
Yeah.
Sniper kit.
If you're behind it, I'll put it on there.
Holly, sponsor us!
Holly sponsor. Yeah, say the same thing. One.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, you know what? It's progress. It's turning over and got it to hit.
What's keeping her from running now? Ain't
Fuel.
got enough fuel.
ain't got no gas in it.
I'm gonna vacuum it out. We're gonna use some of this all-purpose cleaner. We're gonna get a good little scrub. That's all I got.
All right, so yesterday you seen we got this thing running. So today I've got a couple projects, and my wife behind me, I've hauled her out here, so she's got a couple projects as well. First off, I've got to change this power steering pump because it has all been up from, I guess, coming out of that camper. They hit everything coming out, I guess. But that, I've got a fuel pump I want to change out, and also the drive shaft behind me down below, I want to get that out. And I'm going to kick it over to my wife, Hillary, see what she's going to do. What are you going to do, baby? You going to clean some interior? She's a little camera shy, is what she's saying, but I don't want you guys to buy that.
All right, we're gonna do some. We're gonna do some interior cleaning. You better cut all this out.
No, it's all staying.
Okay, we're gonna do some awesome interior cleaning in there. We're gonna get a good vacuum. We're gonna do some awesome products by Awesome Dude Blake, Sweet Patina. We're gonna give it a good all-purpose clean. Gonna get through the windows. Sat for a few years.
From the windows to the wall. And we also got the Superior interior down below, which is gonna be awesome. And if you yourself would like to get any of those products that Hillary just mentioned, you can use the code right up here and get them yourself. So do that, save you 5%, and help me fund all the dumb stuff that I do out here. So let's get right into it. So if you're wondering why I'm changing out this power steering pump, it is because of the reservoir itself here. The low pressure outlet, or I guess this is actually the fill, it comes up to another tank up here, but it is very, very bent, so that's the reason I'm changing that out. And probably because of that big hole that I just found right there. Alrighty, so drive shaft is all the way bolted in, everything. It's pretty moldy, but everything feels pretty tight on this old thing, so I'm pretty excited about it. It fought me the entire way. Everything was rusted up underneath here, had to chase threads, all that good stuff. But the cool thing is, I did find a pair of sunglasses. I think this is the second pair of sunglasses I found on the channel, so it's kind of tucked in between kind of the bed gap there. There's a little cross member, so somebody probably had dropped them back in the day, but we're getting closer. Tomorrow is Saturday, a week from the show that I'm trying to get this truck done by, so I've got a lot of parts and stuff like that I'm going to try to gather tomorrow, hopefully. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap up tonight. Alright, so day 2, or whatever day this is, but we just got back from O'Reilly's, got a bunch of parts. I actually got the fuel pump on, and I got my fuel pressure regulator right here. Got it all plumbed up down to our fuel pump. Still waiting on a carburetor. Brent is actually going to be rebuilding that for me. But we've got a bunch of parts. We got a wheel master cylinder for the rear, got new pads, no, we didn't get rotors in the front. We got pads, calipers, and rubber fuel line. I've got a master cylinder on order, and I've got the Hydro Boost hose. It's on order as well. Got us a fuel filter because we're going to be running actually a tank in the bed of this. I'll show you here in a little bit. But right now, me and Luke, we got to get this hood on so we can get said tank in the back of this truck real quick, and then we can go from there. It'll go on here. We'll put this on first, and then we gotta put the spring on. And we gotta just work that thing so it doesn't do the old square body.
God, wouldn't that make you sick?
Yes, I would make me very sick. So let's not do that.
I'll let you work the hood.
Yes, let's just get her bolted up.
I bumped the camera, so I don't know if it's still. Yeah, I don't know where these go.
Back to. Just trying to scratch the paint over there. I know this is a weird thing for us.
I'm trying not to, it's just this is.
Pretty good.
Pretty close.
Good enough for us.
Oh God, the angle. Set me in the tater sack. Ouch. Ouch.
Alright, so this is what we've got in mind for our fuel system. Both tanks are kind of questionable on the contents, and they both got electric pumps in them. We've got the new motor in there, and we're running that mechanical fuel pump, so it's not going to be able to pick up very well out of these two electric pumps. So we're just going to do this temporarily. It's a 50-gallon farm tank, so it kind of looks cool in the back of this truck anyway. But we've got this drain. We've cleaned around on the tank on the inside and everything off camera. What we're going to do, run a barb fitting out of here, kind of snake it around, go right through this hole, up into the daggone engine bay there. We're just going to kind of divide and conquer. I'm going to try to cover as much of this as I can. We are on one heck of a time constraint, unfortunately, so you know how that goes. But Luke is in the front right now. He is starting to work on front calipers and all that stuff. We're just going to try to get that where they're going to be good. After I get the fuel system plumbed, I'm going to be getting right into getting that wheel cylinder out of this one, because I did get it apart that one day, cleaned it up, got it where it was free. But once I started applying brake pressure and everything, I think that the wheel bearing kind of locked up on that thing. So that's what we got going on. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna run through real quick how you make a brake, or shoot, we're doing brakes, but that's not what we're doing right now. But just how I make my plug wires on these self-made kits. One end is made on these Excel wires, which is straight boot, which I wanted to get because it's got factory manifolds. So I've got these tools, buy them, I don't know, just an Amazon special, but I've done it other ways, but these things are like 20 bucks and it makes your life really easy. They've got a little stripper here and I've got it marked here, so you just basically clamp down and then it'll pull that back. And what this is what you're going to be using. So you'll fold this backwards here, and that's like kind of like your main wire. That's your carrier. This is just an insulator out here. Then you'll put this on, and then you'll crimp this down. But first we need to trim this back. So let me get some side snips. Just gonna pull that back. Put this on here. And these tools, they just got a little cradle here. It'll go towards the bottom. And you just simply tighten that thing down. It'll release. Voila, you got your thing. And now this is the tricky part sometimes, getting the boot on. Voila! Voila! You can use a little bit of Vaseline or something if you want. I usually go in dry. If only you could see Luke looking at me right now. But that is basically it. And this is going to be ready to install on the truck now. Only 7 more to go.
Welcome to my house. I'm trying to leave.
I'm glad you brought your friends.
Welcome. Let me go. I'm glad you're here. I don't want to be.
I'll probably end up taking that charcoal canister off eventually.
What's it for?
It's just emission stuff. It ain't nothing.
Nothing's getting hooked
That's not
up.
where we're going. God, I'm like 5 miles out.
Are you serious? So am I. I wonder if it tucks in underneath this lip.
It could. Maybe.
Maybe we need to take these things off first.
What things?
Those, so we're not resting on them, and then we can put them in once we get it set. That way we have some extra space to
Wiggler. Or square body problems.
Yeah, that's better, because there's the hump that I go in. I'm actually about lined up over here. How far off are you?
Sure made working on everything a lot harder. Oh well.
Sucks, but it's one of the major things that needs to be done so you can put the radiator and everything else in.
Alrighty, so Luke, he's putting the spread bore to square bore adapter on the truck. As you can see, he's got the quadrajet off over here. And we're gonna go over here and start installing that on our intake here, which is a spread bore, which a Holly is like a square bore. And I'm gonna start tearing apart this back here because we need a wheel cylinder in it because it is locked up again. Oh, the joy. Welcome back to Metal Massacre Fab Shop. Today,
I ain't doing this with you right now.
we're working on the old Dodge.
I'm not doing this.
We just got a bunch of parts for the truck that we were working on previously, which is the dually, and now we're working on my Dodge in the parking lot. We got a little power steering failure. Luke's really excited about it though, so we got the old pump out, about to put the new pump in, so yeah, that's what we're waiting on today. See y'all here in a little bit, hopefully. All right, so we're not checking back in just yet, back in the shop. I forgot that I put a newer style pulley on that old Cummins, and yeah, the pulley that we pulled off wouldn't go on the new pump that we had, so I think I have the pulley itself back at the shop, so we're waiting on Brent. He's already over here in Owensboro, luckily, so we're just sitting out here drinking a little refreshment here in front of my dad's barber shop, which is luckily just right down the road. I wish I had a key because the AC would be pretty nice right about now, but yeah, it's one of those days. We're kind of a full day behind on the dually now, but it's just one of those things, like me and Luke kind of said, just making some memories, and it's just part of messing with these old trucks. But we'll get back out there one of these days, I think, so we'll see you then. Alrighty, finally back home. Luke went home because we were about 4 hours past where we started this morning. The Dodge is finally back on the road after we came back here. I got my old power steering pump and all that stuff, but that's not why you guys are watching this video, so I'm gonna get back into working on the dually now. Man, it has just been a week, so it's just how it goes sometimes though when you work on all this old stuff and you drive old vehicles, which to me that doesn't feel like an old vehicle, but I guess it's almost 20 years old. So yeah, enough rambling, let's get back to something. I've almost completely forgot what I was wanting to complete today, to be honest with you, after what we had kind of went through there. But we've got our spread bore adapter on here, and now, like I was saying, we need to get our gasket installed here, and then we can get ready to start bolting everything down for the final time. Oh my. Oh my goodness, my head is taking a beating this weekend. I'm gonna have to put a hard hat on here for long. Lord, I ain't got much sense as it is, let alone if I keep this up. Oh. Next up, I'm going to be putting the radiator back in this thing, hopefully, if this ladder will support me. That is one behemoth of a radiator, I'll say that much. Not exactly sure how all this goes back together since I didn't take it apart, so I guess we'll figure it out together. Alright, so we're kind of running out of time, as I've said on this video, so I'm going to just MacGyver something out of this old 65C10. I'm not sure, I'm not real familiar with Squarebody, so I'm not sure if I'm missing something, and I'm sure some of you guys are going to call me an idiot, and that is absolutely fine, because I don't know what's going on right now, and I'm not going to pretend to, so just going to fabricate this. I'm going to fold this back the other way. I've got some rubber I'm going to put in here, and then that'll bolt to our factory end here, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, got our new mount installed. It's got a little play to it, not terrible. What I'll probably end up doing in the future is just ordering the actual bushings that go in this for the 64. Yeah, it'll hold this thing in. Now we're going to put this back on. Well, that hits right there, so gotta go clearance this a little bit. Like I was saying, now we can bolt it right back on. Of course I'm missing a bolt. It's been the common theme with this truck. I've never misplaced bolts, tools, or anything. I already lost one 10mm. I guess that struggle's actually real. Found this, so. Yeah, this metric stuff, man, it's just not my jam. Well, 3 should do it, since this is doing basically nothing at this point, so. Everything's going hard on this thing, so that means it's all going to be worth it, right? Alrighty, got the rear drums all wrapped up, got wheel cylinders in those. Also, this is the new tires I picked up. They're a little bit smaller than what was on it, which I don't know. I guess it'll work out for now. At least they won't pop maybe, but yeah, we've got all 6 of those. But like I was saying, wheel cylinder is done now, so that's awesome. Got the old 6 up here. But now need to work on this master cylinder, because I think it needs bench blade, and it's just set for so long. I think it'd be a good idea to go ahead and swap this thing out, and that's what I've been doing over there. I've been bench bleeding on our new one, so get this one off, we'll be good to go. Luckily I've had these lines off already, so it should come right off. Still waiting on our Hydro Boost line to come in. Transmission cooler lines. Got a couple key parts we're waiting on to come in, so fingers crossed we don't miss the show because of waiting on parts, but that's just how it goes sometimes. We'll be going either way. I'm going Luke 66, which irregardless he's driving that, so we'll have something cool to drive down there either way. I'll be so excited to get away from the brakes on this thing. I'll be so excited to get away from working on it. Been out here till about 11 o'clock every night for the past week, and then getting up and going to my regular job in the mornings. Starting to take a toll on me. Already out with the old and in with the new. I don't know why that entire unit's kind of loose like that. That's kind of odd. I do not believe it's supposed to be like that though. Let me know down below if you like the longer episodes, but you know, not getting them out every week. I know this is, I think, the second or third week that I've missed in a row, but I've had a lot of requests to get longer videos out, so I'm trying to just pump longer stuff out like this for those people that are requesting that. I know some people probably like the weekly updates and stuff like that, but I don't know. We'll give this a try, see what people like. Like I've said, I'm still learning this YouTube thing, so bear with me. Alrighty, so I've got to get my wife out here hopefully tomorrow, or somebody with a leg that can help me bleed this thing, because I'm still just one guy out here. I know there's a million ways you could probably do it without a second person, but I just like having a second person. It makes it super easy, I think, and just fun to talk to somebody else besides this camera sometimes. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go in and get some sleep. Hopefully I make it to the house. Sounds like a full grown man bear pig has been running around the perimeter out here, and Layla's been barking on and off, so I'm not sure what's out here, but yeah, we'll deal with that hopefully. But yeah, as you can see, I'm getting a little silly, but we're getting there. See y'all tomorrow. Alrighty, time to see if this old Holly is gonna work out. Should be pretty sweet, I think. We'll see what we got. We got that starter shim now, so hopefully that'll be a lot better. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit of fuel to our tank back here and see if we can't start picking up a little bit of fuel in our actual thing. I see right off we got a vacuum leak right there. Maybe let me plug that real quick. It ain't going to run very long just because it doesn't really have anything in the bowl, I don't think. I'm going to start, like I was saying, I'm going to put some fuel in this tank back here so we can start trying to see if it'll actually pull this stuff up and start getting it to our actual carburetor. Still don't have anything in our coolant or anything like that, but it ain't running long enough to mess anything up, I don't think. Alrighty, I put about 10 gallons-ish in this thing, probably closer to 8, but anyway. We've already got fuel picked up in our fuel filter. Alright, so we are, I guess, 2 days away from leaving. Yeah, things are getting pretty close to say the least. Brent came over last night. As you've seen, I was trying by myself to get the thing going, but it was just hard to be in 2 places at once. But we've got this, basically it's a 600 CFM carburetor, and Brent, and I agree with him, I think it's getting a little bit, not enough, I guess it's getting not enough fuel, so I've got a 750 Holly with a tag on it still over in the other side of the shop, so we're going to swap that over, and he's also got a 4-barrel Holly he's bringing over with, that just came off of his Cobra. Between one of the two, it should work, is what I'm trying to tell you. But right now I'm slamming out an exhaust in like 30 seconds. Just put the hose on for the Hydro Boost. Got that. Got our transmission lines right here. So, man, Hillary came out, helped me bleed brakes. I'm not filming a lot of this, guys. I'm so sorry about that. But like I said, I am just hammering this thing out, trying to get done. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to bring you guys along for as much as I can, but I'm gonna get this on right now. Alrighty, so it's currently about midnight. I'm gonna start trying to get this grill assembly put back in, and that way we're one step closer to final completion. I honestly, at this point, do not know if it's really gonna happen or not. I want it to happen really bad, but I don't want to just rush this truck to where I skip a lot of things, which I feel like I've already kind of done, which kind of bums me out because this truck deserves a lot more than that. But you can always come back and do that stuff later, I know, but the same side, it's just kind of one of those things like, man, why do it twice whenever you could do it right the first time? But it makes it for a fun time getting out and trying to get these things ready for something. Gives you some motivation to do stuff. And the bad thing is I've never built a square body before, so kind of hard for me to know what all this stuff is. So I'm kind of learning as I go, and then on top of that I'm trying to rush too, so it's, yeah. And I don't have a battery tray, so I had my battery sitting down here earlier and it pushed my headlight out and it fell on the floor and broke, so. Oh, like I was saying, it's just kind of rushing things and it's just kind of bumming me out a little bit. But we are getting it nonetheless. Wrong one. Alrighty, got what I consider one of the coolest things about this truck on. And I did realize it would have probably been a lot easier to wire headlights and stuff like that with all that off, but it's already on here now, so I gotta go back, obviously tighten bolts. This lower bolt down here was broke off, looks like, from the previous owner, so it is what it is. Headlight trim, the chrome around here, all the mounting on that from sitting in the back of the truck so long, it's so rusty, it's not hardly even usable. So yep, that's something we're gonna have to probably look into in the future, but I'm pretty excited. I know it's probably hard to tell, but I'm just kind of emotionless right now because I'm tired, but made some progress this evening. I know I didn't film a lot of it. Got transmission lines, got power steering hose from the Hydro Boost. Start getting this thing hopefully wrapped up because it's Thursday tomorrow and we leave out Friday after work, so it's kind of our last day. So that'll kind of make it or break it, tell you guys what's going to actually happen. So we'll see. Can't say we're not trying. Oh, alrighty, so we're back out here last night to get this thing going. I've just been thrashing on it, buttoning up a lot of little things, nothing I really filmed. Oh, I ended up putting a new water pump on it. The old one, I put a plug in it and the housing cracked, so yeah, luckily the parts store was able to get one, so I did that. So now I just need to fill everything up with water. Like I was saying, I got everything kind of buttoned up on this thing. I'm gonna fill it with water, get it down on the ground, then we'll just kind of let this thing run. Got me a temporary water temp gauge. It's pretty classy, so yeah, let's get some water in this thing and fire it up. Ew. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh, okay. And we're back. Gonna be hard to check for leaks now. Me and my luck, it's instantly mixing with the oil, so. Alrighty, so that's topped off now. Fire it up, we'll let the thermostat open, if it will, and then I haven't even put this thing in gear yet, so I don't even know if it's going to do that, so. Put a bottle of Lucas in it, so that's got to fix it right. First time hearing it with the full exhaust on it that I spent a total of 2 nights on, it seems like, making junk out of. This carburetor does not have a choke on it, so it's going to be a little finicky probably. Well, that's unfortunate. It just chewed our belt all the way in half. I knew I was forgetting something. I was wanting to get that propped up somehow. Well, fan's working. Oh my. Alrighty, that's gonna conclude tonight. I don't know, I'm gonna try to get a hose tomorrow and try to do something with that. I was wanting to kind of get a little shakeout. Didn't matter what it was. If it was just backing it down the drive and backing it back in here, it would have made me feel a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen now. I don't know if I'm gonna just try to put a hose on this thing. I wanted to do a heat cycle in it, see if everything was gonna be good. I don't even know if the alternator's charging, so I don't know. May just get in Luke's old truck and cruise on up to the truck show that way. Kind of defeated at this point. Seems like anything and everything has went wrong, which is kind of a bummer. Because I wanted to get it and drive it to the show for you guys. I think that'd been cool, but like I've said, it wasn't for lack of trying, so hopefully tomorrow I'll have an optimistic attitude and be on here and say we're heading out in it, so I'm gonna try to go get some sleep for work. See y'all. that starter. Alrighty, so I regret to inform you, but we did not make the show. Unfortunately, the starter issue just kind of held us up Friday way too late to go get another one or anything like that. So we ended up hauling down the 64 and just took it. I am going to try to get this thing running for you guys real quick and driving. I have a brand new starter here, so we're going to put that on. If that doesn't do it, then I'm going to have to dig in somewhere else. I don't know. I'm just kind of almost over it at this point, but I do want to get this thing going, so let's try to get this starter on real quick. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Your timing's way off. Let me pull that back. I was tinkering with that the other day. Alright, let's see if it'll go in gear, I guess. Alrighty, so I guess that's a win. Drove it over to Dad's. Be sure to hit that subscribe button because we've got a big line of plans for this thing. So thank you guys for sticking in here. I know it was a longer one. Hopefully you enjoyed that. But until the next one, we'll see you later and have a good one.